Hello and welcome to the 10-day whole food cleanse. Whether this is your very first time or whether you are an experienced 10-day cleanser, welcome or welcome back. Now, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to be able to go through some tips and strategies that will help support you in both being able to organize your time and be able to know what to do first, but also be able to help you manage your mindset because it is very typical to step into a program like this with an all or nothing mindset, right? I've purchased a program. I'm going to do it perfectly. I'm going to achieve my end result, which many times feels like weight loss. And then I am going to, cross the finish line. That's the all. And then there's the nothing, which is, oh, I cheated on a food today, therefore I'm a failure. I didn't do everything that was assigned in the program, and so therefore I didn't really do well. So I want to make sure that we start off this experience with a mindset of self-love and gratitude and appreciation for your having shown up. You've shown up. You said yes to stepping into this 10-day whole food cleanse. You're listening to this video, and ideally, you've also either already downloaded the materials or you are about to. So congratulations on taking the very first steps. I also want to let you know that this will take time, but I want to tell you how to do this in such a way that it does not become overwhelming. I want you to know that the very first thing we want to do is work through the journal, do some self-reflections, really set your intentions, look at where your current state is. How are you feeling in your body? How are you feeling about your body? What are your energy levels? What are your intentions? Are your intentions to check this out and maybe try a few things? I want you to be honest about it, because if that is your intention and you are successful at it, I want you to celebrate it. Even if you are looking at other people who have completed everything and are kind of like doing all the spa experiences and doing all of the food. If this is your very first time and you're showing up and you're trying a few recipes and you're just making some discoveries around how to experience hunger and how to experience cravings, I want you to celebrate it. Okay, so this is the mindset of celebration. If your intention is that you are going to exclusively eat off of the recipe recommendations, you are going to do the spa treatments, you are going to really engage in the community, and that is your intention, then I celebrate you as well. So all are welcome and all celebrations are valued. Okay. I also want you to know that this is a discovery around following your joy, discovering what your pleasures are. As you're looking at the recipes, I want you to flip through the ones that you're like, that doesn't really feel bad. Cross them right off. Don't even try them. You look at the recipes, you're like, that one I feel like I will absolutely love. Make 5 batches of it, right? You do not need to eat a different meal every single day. All right. If you're like me, I don't like to spend a lot of time cooking. I'm a pretty lazy cook in the kitchen. I like things simple. I like things easy. I like things tasty. I like a lot of bang for my buck. And these recipes are created so that no matter what meal you're making, there's a lot of nutrient diversity in it. It's focused on renourishing your cells, and also all of the recipes are focused on being really balanced between being able to support and allow your body to cleanse as well as nourishing. Those are two different things, right? Nourishing and cleansing are two different things. And so the recipes are created to allow your body to do both. So if you discover, oh my gosh, one of the smoothies I love, have it every single day. Okay. Don't overwhelm your refrigerator with a ton of diversity. If you are somebody who has a lot of time on your hands and you want to do food adventure and have a different meal every single day, that it's there for you. But you now have these recipes, so you can really not just enjoy them for these 10 days. I've given you enough recipes so that you have food adventures for the rest of the season. Okay, so that is important for you to know. And I really want you to follow your feelings and discover what you love. This is a 10-day program. That's a short-term action step. Okay, it's a short-term commitment. But while you're in that short-term commitment, I want you to continue to ask yourself, when you're doing something or eating something, do I like this? Do I like this enough that I would like to continue it even after the cleanse experience is done, right? So just like when you strike a bell, you strike it once, but the sound goes for quite a while. This 10-day whole food cleanse is really like about striking a bell. For 10 days, we are intentionally carving out time to be with your body, to be with your feelings, to allow your routines to be disrupted. And then we'll see what actually stays after the 10-day cleanse is over. And one of the things that I do hope stays with you is a reconnection to really feeling what your body is telling you. You see, when we start taking out all of the processed foods, when we start taking out the food craving triggers like wheats and sugars, then you can start and you go through the first few days are going to possibly feel kind of like craving city, may have energy dips, and that's okay. Right about the third day, it's very typical to kind of like come out and say, wow, my body is feeling rejuvenated, it's feeling revitalized, and you have a more adept ability to hear what your body is telling you. You're able to hear, I'm physically hungry. You're able to hear, I'm emotionally hungry. Those are two different things, right? Am I physically hungry right now? Is a very unique sort of hunger. And so that's something that I hope that you begin to explore as well. Also, just really being able to think about your relationship with time. You know, are you able to carve out time to eat without multitasking? Are you able to experience chewing while you're eating? These are little tiny things that, as you embark upon this 10-day journey, can really make a big difference. So many times, we think it needs to be something huge, like a major difference, shifting into a ketogenic state or doing intensive fasting. But really, our body responds well to the little things done repeatedly, the word consistency. So as we go through this process, ask yourself, what things do you want to continue doing consistently, even after the experience is over? So the very first thing I'm going to do is walk you through the materials in order of importance. Most important is going through the client journal. It's going to ask you where you are today. That's important. Your weight, your energy levels, maybe even your measurements if you have a measuring tape handy. Also, you're going to rate all kinds of different symptoms that you may or may not even think of. But when you look at this, go, oh yeah, that actually does happen to me. So you're going to rate yourself in all kinds of different categories. And then you're also going to do some journaling. This is self-reflection, and it's self-reflection on where you are today and what your true intentions are for this experience. So as you can see, there's not a huge amount of space for every single question. So this is not a novel, but it's I'm going to sit here and ask myself this and jot down a sentence or two in response to each one of these questions. They're questions like, what are your energy levels now? What are your current health concerns or issues? What do you intend to get out of this cleanse? How will you have changed? What will you feel like? Write down a couple of sentences around your vision for all areas of your life, because as we do anything, we do everything the way we do anything, right? So if you are being intentional in your lifestyle choices around health and eating and movement, it certainly spills out into other areas of your life as well. You may even find that you start being able to more naturally set boundaries in relationships, even though what you're doing is practicing listening to yourself around food. You may feel that you also are able to more deeply hear your inner messages, even within relationships. So, what is your vision for your overall life? What is your commitment to yourself through this process? And then here's some reflection questions to be able to sit down and answer each day of the cleanse. Now, you'll notice that there's more than 10 days on this journal booklet, but that is because, as you'll notice, when we get closer to the end, I'll start talking about what happens after the cleanse. And that is kind of like a reintegration into quote unquote normal life and discovering what you want to keep and what you want to release. Okay. So this journal is the most important thing to print out. The second most important thing to print out is the meal plan and recipes. If that is all you do, because this is your first time between now and our launch call together, perfect. Okay. You'll notice on this, in this booklet, I've put together a sample meal plan, but this is a sample meal plan for somebody who eats 3 square meals a day and a snack. Not everybody does. Some people eat 2 meals a day. Some people eat 1 meal a day. That's really okay. If you're eating less meals, just eat enough diversity so that you feel really comfortable. You never want to feel like you're being deprived or hungry through this experience. Okay. Never. If you're hungry, eat. If you need more, eat more. I want you to feel really safe with being able to say, I'm feeling hungry. I'm going to eat more. Okay. So as an example, I would not eat just the chicken salad because I only eat 2 meals a day. I would eat the chicken salad and I would add with it maybe the avocado kale salad with Brussels sprouts. So my lunch, dinner, I would have 2 servings. And then my breakfast, I typically would do something like the kale and onion frittata rather than just a smoothie. I'm not a big just morning smoothie person, but I might use a smoothie as my treat. Okay, my little snack. So because I only eat 2 meals a day and a snack, that might be my rhythm. So I want you to feel comfortable knowing that it doesn't have to be with this amount of diversity. You can plan according to your cooking desires. Also, as I'm preparing for this event, I'm only choosing 3 or 4 meals, meals being a lunch and a dinner, right? And then I'm using it as leftovers. So I'm going to create a lot of different leftover opportunities throughout the week because I don't want to cook a lot. Okay. And I don't want to have my refrigerator chock full of things that I might not use up. I like using all the food that I cook. So maybe even choosing foods that have similar ingredients or even ingredients that you already have. I also want you to know that some of these recipes, it's really easy to change things out. So as an example, if you do not use almond milk, use coconut milk instead, which is my choice. Some people prefer almond milk. Some people prefer coconut milk. I support both. Change it out. Okay. Also, let's see, if you prefer monk's fruit instead of stevia, change it out. If you're looking at a recipe and it has something that you don't normally purchase, like a persimmon, and you're kind of nervous about trying it out, choose a different fruit or choose this as your food adventure to try something new. Let's see. If you are somebody who loves to eat and feels best when you eat a good amount of animal protein, I have cooked up a whole roast chicken and I have my salmon cans so that I know, and bunches of eggs so that I know I have my proteins that I can just add on the side of a salad, on the side of a sweet potato. So I know that I'm going to have my proteins. If you're somebody who does not like animal proteins and it's calling for a salmon, then just replace it with a bean. So I'm hoping that you're understanding that you can have agency and freedom over how you experience. The key component is that all of these recipes have a lot of nutrient diversity in them. They also do not have any foods in them that are common food sensitivities, not necessarily allergens, but food sensitivities. So we're stripping away all the food sensitivities. We're renutrifying your cells. We're giving a lot of diversity. You'll notice there's a lot of use of parsley or cilantro or basil. These are things that you can use with abundance in any of these recipes. Also, if there's a nut and you're not able to eat nuts, use sunflower seeds. If there's calling for sunflower seeds and you prefer walnuts, use walnuts. So all of these things are things that I want you to feel really free with being able to make decisions around for yourself. Okay. Then there's a daily protocol. And if you feel excited about this, awesome, do it to the T. If you feel overwhelmed by it, choose a little bit of it at a time. Okay. So if you wake up and you are like, you know what, I don't know how to dry brush or towel scrub brush, but I know that I can wake up and have my lemon juice. Great, do that. That's day one, right? And if you never get to the point where you do every aspect of this, that's fine too. I want you to really follow your joy, follow your feelings of excitement, and no shoulds or bad dogging in this program. Then there's a guidebook. The guidebook is great material for you to be able to read throughout the course of the 10 days. There's lots of great information in here that will explain what you're going through, why we're doing this the way that we're doing this, and we'll touch on topics throughout the course of the week. We have 3 calls together, the launch call and then 2 question and answer calls. So we'll any of these topics are free to bring up at those times. And also, if you have questions about them, put questions inside the Facebook group as well, because that's a great place to communicate and share ideas. There's also information on toxin reduction tips and tools, so you can take a peek at that as well. So this is really filling your mind, which is great. This is your action, and this is your pleasure centers and your hunger cues. And this is just really all the joy and the juice that is associated with food. And this is your mind, like your emotions. So your emotions, your pleasure, your actions, and your mind. Okay, that's what we have for you for the next 10 days. So I look forward to seeing you live. If you cannot attend live, although I encourage it strongly, by all means, the replay will also be available for you for each one of the calls. And jump into the Facebook group every day if you want to. Put a little fun food photo in there, or a little selfie as you're taking a walk, or just make a comment or a question. Really feel free to use that as your space and your community to feel connected and to really have fun. All right, I'll talk to you soon.